or more at value, and that will continue to happen. So they were, people were bidding over what the comparables were. Now maybe it's a little under because the housing market's cooled off a touch. But again, we're just talking about a little bit here. These are not dramatic variations in pricing. But I think the good news, and just kind of shifting gears for a second, is that if you were a buyer 6 or 12 months ago, it was extremely frustrating trying to buy a house. I mean, you might make 10 offers on 10 different houses and not get one. I mean, that was sort of unprecedented. Over my 26 years in the business, typically you go out and you look at a few houses and you might offer on one and not get it, but certainly the second or third one you're going to get just by the law of averages. But we had many clients that would bid on 10 homes and not get one. So this is a much better environment for buyers right now.
All right, so let's talk about the Fed for a minute. They have raised interest rates and probably, by all guesses, will continue to do so. Will this become a buyer's market instead of a seller's market because of that?
I think the answer is no. I think it will be a more balanced market. I think you have a couple of factors that are playing into it. First off, if you look historically at the last, and let's just look at my career, 26 years in the business. In my career, a 5% interest rate, which is roughly where we are now, is very good. So we're not talking about, 9% rates where nobody can sell their house and nobody can afford a house, or 14% interest. We're talking about 5% on a 30-year fix. I think everybody's got to keep, historical perspective that's still really good. Just because we moved off of 3% to 5%, people have gotten a little over exuberant about that rise, I think. So that's number one. Number two is that the millennial population, which is the biggest population of all time, is in the sweet spot right now to be buying homes. So I think you have many buyers right now that are interested in buying homes. I think that this funnel is still filled with potential buyers. And so I think sellers, because we still have low inventory, we haven't had a lot of new construction. I think that sellers are still going to be in a good position, but I think it will be balanced. I don't think it'll go to a buyer's market, but I think it will go to more of a buyer's market than it was, certainly. But I think more balanced, and I think that'll be good over the next 6 to 12 months.
Of course, that's today.
Yeah.
If Fed goes another 75 basis points and another 75, who knows?
That's true.
What's the breaking point? When does it turn?
It's a tough thing to say. I mean, I think that, as long as you continue to see, there's other factors, right? Wage growth, employment. I think that these are a lot of the things that you have to look at for a robust housing market in terms of economic factors outside of just interest rates. And I certainly think that the opportunity to lock in a long-term interest rate at, let's call it 5 or 6%, is going to provide a very healthy market. I think if mortgage interest rates were to go to 7 or 8%, to your point, I think it could change things a little bit. And we'll have to see what happens with inflation and what happens with this recession as well. It's a very interesting historical economic time right now. There's no question about
it. How's the supply of money?
Well, it's good. There's money flowing. And, I guess when you get older like me, and you've seen the money. Okay. well, because when we've seen the money supply shrivel up at different times where it's been scary, then whenever it's pretty good, you feel good about it. So the supply of money is good. I think the other important thing to note is, as people go out shopping for homes and they look for things that they want, I think people are being a little more scrutinous when they're shopping for a home because people are spending more time at home. I think COVID changed a lot of how people feel about their home because they're spending more time at home. We're seeing more renovations to existing homes, and we're seeing people putting money into their house and being a little more thoughtful about where they're going to live, because I think that the last couple of years, people have valued home maybe than they had in the past because that's become sort of a safe haven. I think some of the dynamics of that have changed.
David, hang on. I got to take a break. We'll come back. We're talking to David Hall from Hall Financial. in the mortgage and financial business. And we'll talk more with David when we return.
Consider a move to Wellspring Senior Living Campus in Saginaw.
There's a huge amount of trust that's built in that process of deciding where you're going to move, when you're going to sell your house. It's important when you walk into a place that you look around. Do the residents look happy? Are the staff interacting with them? How were you treated? This is the next step to your journey. I want to give the right recommendation. I want to lead these people in the right direction. They've trusted me.
Schedule a tour today at wellspringlutheran.com.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
Lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel, évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Summer is here, the perfect time to save some money. Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save at RocketGrabPlus.com? You can check out all of our deals going on right now from Tri-City Motor Speedway, One Up Games and Repairs, JB's Market in Auburn, Daylight Outfitters, and more. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Retail sales stayed as prices in auto sales fell. If those were left out, then sales rose 0.7% last month. The expectation was an increase of 0.1%. Internet sales did better, surging 2.7%, thanks in part to Amazon Prime Day. The monthly report does not include spending on most services. Consumer spending accounts of economic activity, and it gives clues about the strength of the U.S. economy. And a win for Google's parent company in Australia, where the highest court ruled Alphabet was not liable for defamatory content that can be accessed via a hyperlink to its search results. The court saying Google only facilitated but wasn't a publisher of the defamatory material. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
The economy is heading for a total disaster. The Fed must choose between a stock market and housing market crash or hyperinflation. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon. I urge you to diversify into physical gold today. To help you get started, my friends at Birch Gold have created a free information kit on gold IRAs. To get your free copy, just text SHELTER to 989898. There's no obligation or purchase required. Again, that's SHELTER to 989898.
CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your rep. So what do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, is unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681.
Base hit into right field. Line drive off the bat of Victor Reyes. Into score comes Kerry Carpenter. Big 2-out hit. You talk about picking up your teammates.
The Tigers tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show, talking to David Hall from Hall Financial, and you can find out more about them at callhallfirst.com. David, let's talk about money for a minute in terms of who qualifies for it. We went through these highs and lows of what your credit score means, and we went through a period of time where folks probably that shouldn't have gotten money got money. Have we tightened that up, or where is it today? How easy is it for a home buyer to find money?
Well, you could make an argument that it's as tight as it's ever been. It was tighter coming out of the crash in 2009, 10, 11. It got really tight. It was really hard. But considering the economic factors, I think it's pretty tight. And I think that the other thing that's been one of the biggest pendulum swingers in my career in terms of lending is the way that credit scoring now completely impacts the type of deal that you're going to get when you borrow money. So when I first started in this business a long time ago, a 680 credit score or better was generally all the same pricing. Now you have different buckets, and this is for the middle of your three scores. 760 or higher is the very best pricing. Then it's 740 to 760, 720 to 740. So it's in 20-point increments. You go down to 680 now, which is a decent credit score historically, and it's really looked down upon in a lot of ways. So having your credit score at 760 or above, there's a premium for that because you're going to get a better deal from the lender in general terms. And albeit small, if you have a 752 credit score or 761, it's not that much different. It's very, very close. But it's I think, an important distinction, and I think it speaks to how much credit has been emphasized and how it's a real leading indicator of folks paying back.
Do you as a lender decide that, or is that a national standard that 760, 720, so forth? Or can David Hall wake up in the morning and say, well, I'm going to give the same premium deal that I'd give to a 760 to a 740 because that's the way I feel today?
Yeah, no, you definitely can't do that. But it's a little of both. I mean, there are definitely industry standards. You'll see different lenders do it a little bit differently, but every lender wants to see low default rates. They all want to lend money to people that are going to pay it back. There's no upside for a lender that where a loan goes bad. That's never good. And contrary to what a lot of people think, that's not at all. Lenders don't want to take back homes. That's not the business they're in, and it ends up costing them more in a lot of cases to do that. So they want to lend to people that are going to pay back, and so these decisions are made in a way that are designed for people to be able to do that. So I would say that we're in a really good position right now, especially when you think about typically 10 years after something happens. Sometimes it's easy for people to forget about things that happened 10 years ago, but I don't think the industry has forgotten that at all. And I think that, right now the standards are pretty tight, but fair.
So let's go back to those subprime days. What led to that? What drove the subprime?
Well, there were a lot of things in the market, not the least of which was companies that were very tight with appraisal companies where there were some things going on where appraised values were not coming in as they should. There was some things that needed to get fixed. Back in those days, you didn't even really need to have a license in terms of being an individual originator. A lot of things in this industry changed for the better and became more strict following that. So I'd like to think that our industry is in a much better place moving forward, having learned from that. Now, not only does the company obviously have to be licensed as it always did, but now every individual has to have a license. and there's no discussion between lender and appraisal company on deals. So there's been a lot of very, I think, positive changes that have come out of that that'll be strong for lending in the future.
Is there a difference the way you'd finance an already built home being sold or a plot of dirt in which I'm going to build a home? Is there a difference in the financing?
Yeah. Typically, it's much more difficult and a little more expensive to get a loan on a plot of dirt. And it's typically, it's not hard to get, but it's just different. Your typical mortgage companies that you see on TV or radio or be referred to are doing single family residence homes for the most part, that are primary homes. You know, land, more speculative investing like that is going to be a little bit more expensive, put a little bit more money down. You see a lot of land contracts on those between a buyer and a seller until somebody builds on them. So it's a little bit different, a little more expensive, and not as sort of vanilla being bought on the secondary market the way that, mortgages are on homes that folks are living in.
So let's say I own that piece of dirt and now I want to build a home. How about financing the construction?
Difficult. So not impossible though, but difficult. So a lot of times a local bank or the builder will be connected to a bank where they'll give you a loan on it. It's just very laborious. So they want to come out and check out to make sure everything's going the way it's supposed to go because they're financing the construction. Whereas like on a home loan that's already existing, it's, a 10 to 15 day process. What you're talking about is maybe a year-long process with a lot of checks and balances along the way to make sure things are going the way they're supposed to. They're more expensive and the interest rate is higher. And it's just a little bit more of a pain in the butt because of the nature of building a home. I've told people before, I've had so many clients build homes or do renovations. Building a new home is like a full-time job. It's not a small endeavor. And we all have gotten into it. Most of us have at some point in our lives where we either did a little construction job or renovation. It's like you get done with it and you're like, man, I don't know if I want to do that again. That was a lot. That's a lot of work.
And look at the cost today, where it used to cost 100 and $125 a square. Now it's 2.5 or more a square. How does that work into the appraisals and what you're willing to loan on that kind of home?
Well, it's really important. I think the good news if you're building is because housing values have gone up so much, you're probably going to be okay today. However, there's a big story just today nationally about how construction is down. And one of the reasons that new constructions are down is because it's so expensive. It just got expensive really fast. And it's going to take the consumer a while to digest what it is. Whenever it goes from what it was to what it is, it takes us a little bit of time to digest that. And I think that happened with interest rates in January, February, March. They moved from 2 3/4 to 6. Now they've come down to 5 and kind of settled in and everybody's okay with it. I think the same thing's going to happen with construction costs. And I think that the next 12 months, we'll see a lot more construction because people will be used to the fact that it's just more expensive to do it.
And how much money do you need to get into it? And by that, I mean, the old standard was 20% down to buy a house. Still the standard?
No. So today, interestingly, I got a good stat for you. So the average down payment on a home is 12%. That's the average. So there are many, many folks putting down 3%, 5%, and 10%. Your average first-time home buyer puts down 7% on a home. So the amount people put down when they buy a home is a lot less than you'd think. There are a lot of programs out there for first-time home buyers because what's the biggest objection to somebody young who needs to buy their first home? They don't have a lot of money, right? So if you're going to buy a $200,000 home, to be able to put 3% down, $6,000 plus costs to do the mortgage, the escrows, everything else comes out to be about $10,000. Now folks can get into a home, a first-time home, for about $10,000 if they go with the 3% down program. And a lot of opt for the 5% down, and those have become more and more popular. And the credit restrictions on those are tight. So I think that those are still very good loans.
Well, David, how can folks get more information about Hall Financial?
Well, we have a very consultative approach. If somebody wants to call and just ask questions, that's what we do. We've earned 5,000 five-star reviews right here in the state of Michigan because of our service. So 866-CALL-HALL. If they give us a call at 866-CALL-HALL, we're really happy to not only help them out, but give them the advice hopefully they need, whether things make sense or not. We take a lot of pride in being very consultative in our approach and trying to do the right thing for whatever your situation is.
David, always fun to talk to you. Always learn something. So
Art, always appreciate being on.
All right, we'll talk to you again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now. David Hall from Hall Financial, and we thank him for joining us. Also, the website, Call Hall First. And we will be back. Open phones for the remainder of the program. That's what's ahead here on WSGW. Let me take a moment to talk to you about my friends at Thalen, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Bay City. If you're thinking of buying a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram truck, you owe it yourself to go online to thinkthalen.com. Now, online today, you can complete about 80% of the purchase. You still have to come in, sign the paperwork, pick up the vehicle, but you can do about 80%, including building your own vehicle. Thalen has new vehicles arriving all the time, and they have some on the lot too. Make sure your name's on one of them. And don't forget, if you're looking to move up to a newer pre-owned car or truck, the Thalen Auto Group on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City has pre-owned and inspected vehicles from all of the Thalen dealerships that are all there side by side in one place, offering you one of the largest inventories in the Great Lakes Bay region. Sit down with a Thalen representative, strike your best deal, drive it away today. Thalen, the family that's been serving your automotive needs for 45 years. Stop today or visit them online at thinkthalen.com.
When a life-saving drug like insulin costs just a few dollars to make, it shouldn't cost you $1,000 to buy it over the counter. This is Congressman Dan the Affordable Insulin Act to cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month. And I took on Big Pharma to get that bill passed in the House. In Congress, I'll keep working to lower all prescription drug costs to save you money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason or Financial Empower Hour every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
One of the most anticipated celebrations of the year returns to Comerica Park. Don't miss Fiesta Tigres when the Tigers August 19th at 7:10 p.m.
What a play by Javi Baez.
Be here when the Tigers honor the impact of Latino players past and present. The first 10,000 fans 21 and older receive Fiesta Tigres hats courtesy of Miller Lite. Plus, pregame dancing, live music, and more. Then stay after the game for Friday night fireworks. It's Fiesta Tigres on August.com/tickets.
How do you make the most of your land? If you ask the Wrens, who run with us on a John Deere mower, they tell you,
I mow first, then I do all the trimming.
But the Hubbards, who work behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, would say,
if it's something you want, just go after it and try it.
Then there's the Mosers, who they mentioned from the TV.
You can't be all work and not play.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. You want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
All right, welcome back here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show, and it is open phones from now till 11 o'clock. Whatever you'd like to chat about it, 989-752-6111. That's the number to call to be a part of the program, and we would love to hear from you. So give us a call, and let's chat, if you will. I have a number of things I want to talk about, including primaries yesterday and the influence of the former president, Donald Trump, because that seems to be what a lot of election watchers are looking at. This is really an unusual time. Think about it now. We have a former president who is wielding some pretty substantial influence over his party, the GOP. At the same time, there are clouds over his head from all kinds of investigations. Well, yesterday would have borne out the fact that he still holds sway over the party, because about 80% of his endorsed candidates came to the forefront yesterday. The biggest one, of course, was in Wyoming, where Liz Cheney, no surprise, was defeated by her opponent, Harriet Hageman, a Trump-endorsed candidate. And the reason, of course, is Cheney's outspokenness against the former president and being vice chair of the January 6th committee. And Wyoming is a very conservative state and was a Trump state and continues to be a Trump state. And the proof was in the pudding. Cheney, the incumbent, got 29%. 66% went to Hageman. That's a pretty big margin, but yet it was not unexpected, because the polls showed just about that kind of spread. The polls, when you look at it, they were deadly accurate. So for Cheney, no surprise. Now the question is, what does Cheney do in the future? All the speculation, well, what's Trump going to do? Is he going to run or not run? Now the speculation is, will Cheney run? And if so, will she run as a Republican? Or maybe the new party, the Forward Party, if you will. I would not think, given the popularity of the former president, and assuming he runs, that is a big assumption, that she would stand much of a chance right now. If he chooses not to run, or is locked out of running because of legal problems, and she wants to come forward and run, now it's a different horse race. Because with Trump out of the way, if he's not involved and can't be involved in the election, no holds barred. Who knows who will come forward? Be an interesting time. It's going to be interesting to watch. Russ is in Bay City, so he's going to be our first caller this morning. Russ, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
Well, I don't think anyone was surprised by what happened yesterday. And I think there are some people out there that just have to accept that the neocons are done as far as Republican voters are concerned. We're sick of them. For 30 years, they promised this and promised that during the campaigns, only to get into office and say, oh, geez, I'm sorry, we can't do anything for you, and it's not our fault. And we're done with it. If anything, they're subservient to the Democrats, and the only thing they care about is the wealth and power of Washington, D.C. And to hell with them.
All right, so let me ask you a question.
Neocons, call them.
Well, why do you call them anything? Why do they have to have a name?
Well, because they're a group. And to understand what a group is, you're going to assign a name to it. They're a well-defined group. They aren't anything like a conservative. They're every bit as progressive as the Washington Insider Democrats.
No, I don't know if I go quite that far. I think they are more to the center, no doubt about that. Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Trump can't run. Who do you vote for?
my guess would be, and I would prefer this anyway. I would love to see a DeSantis gnome ticket.
Yeah, well, I think DeSantis probably, if somebody were to ask me today if Trump can't run, who comes to the top of the list, I would probably put DeSantis there.
I would put him there even ahead of Trump right now.
Well, and you're not alone. You are not alone.
He carries.
You're not alone.
You know, I mean, I like Trump. If he ran, I'd vote for him. But I would rather see DeSantis there and as his run from South Dakota. I think she's something special, and she needs to rise to the top.
All right. Very good, Russ.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Take care. Bye-bye now. We'll be back with more. Scott and Mark, hang on. You'll be next.
Mark your calendars for all the fun going on at the Ogama County Fairgrounds, like Sawyer Brown live Friday, August 19th in the grandstand.
I thank the bank for the money. Thank God for you.
Tickets available at etix.com. 5:30.
Some girls don't like boys like me. Oh, but some girls do.
Ogama County Fair, August 16th through the 20th. Enjoy paved walkways, benches, picnic tables, free entertainment, the Veterans Museum, home-cooked meals, and the hands-on working antique village. For more information and a full grandstand lineup, go to ogamacountyfair.org and make sure to follow them on Facebook for event updates. Don't miss Sawyer Brown with opening act Motor City Memories, Friday, August 19th. Tickets available at etix.com. Ogama County Fairgrounds off Rifle River Trail, 8 miles east of West Branch.
At Consumers Energy, we're harnessing the power of the sun to create a cleaner energy future for Michigan. By 2040, solar energy will provide most of the electricity we deliver to our customers. That's good for the planet and your pocketbook. But we can't get there without your help. Large parcels of land in Michigan to build solar power plants. If you have a site for us to consider, visit consumersenergy.com/misolar to learn more.
Don't get left in the dark. Save now with the 11% off Generac generators at Menards. They provide reliable electricity for any situation on the work site, camping, or in the event of a power outage. Get easy to use anywhere with the 11% off. All Generac portable generators now at Menards. Good through August 21st. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for third gen tire and service center. With this deal, you are getting a full synthetic oil change up to 5 quarts, plus a free pair of wiper blades, and it also includes a 35-point inspection, complete lube, filter, and all fluids topped off. Third gen tire and service center is a European auto specialist to O'Connor's Auto Outlet. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com. You have the chance to win $1,000 and $1,000 for your favorite school or charity. It's the WSGW Back to School Contest. To play, simply visit WSGW.com and click on the Back to School Contest box. You can with bonus entry opportunities too. Deadline to enter is August 31st. Winner determined by random drawing. $1,000 for you and $1,000 for your favorite school or charity. The Back to School Contest at WSGW.com.
Your home for the Tigers is WSGW.
Fly ball right center field. This one's way back. Gone! Kerry Carpenter, first home run of his career. This one's deep looking up. Gone! Kerry Carpenter does it again. Number 2 is a 2-run shot. Carpenter with his second home run in as many days.
Tigers baseball brought to you in part by Woolfiles Ace Hardware in Saginaw. Bath Gallery. The Tigers play on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show and back to our phones. Scott is in Saginaw. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Art. Hey, I'd like to talk about this Communist Democratic Party for a minute. You know, the one that keeps trying to remove all the opposition. And I think Joe Biden here, not too long ago, after talking with Putin, said, I can't wait for us to have uncontested elections. Now, look at these guys. Now they went into Mar-a-Lago in the same DOJ that was calling for every time a black person was shot in America. Now it says, we don't want the footage. keep the footage hidden. What's going on with this group of people? I mean, they're sick, is what I've been saying this, Art, and you keep saying both parties. No, both parties are not doing this. Both parties are not acting like this.
Well, let me ask you a question. The threats to the FBI, who'd they come from?
Well, let me say this.
No, answer the question.
I don't know, Art, because we haven't seen the threats. All we're being told is there's threats.
All right,
we already know that we already know that the DOJ has changed language to put white supremacists as the number one threat in America, and they removed Black Lives Matter and Antifa because they changed the language.
That doesn't answer the question. That doesn't answer the question.
I don't know who's threatening them, Art.
Well, then, all right. Listen. You say it's always one side that does it, not the other side. I don't think your eyes are open. I don't think your eyes are open to reality.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying who in the Republican Party has ever done anything that we're seeing in the last 7 years from this Democratic Party? I mean, what they did to Judge Kavanaugh, that was wrong. What they're doing to Donald Trump, one investigation after another. This is wrong.
Well, that I'm not disagreeing with you there. I'm not disagreeing with there, but I'm just asking you to be realistic. Come on, you hear the news all the time. And when the DOJ did the raid on Mar-a-Lago, and all of a sudden there were death threats against them and a raid on an office where the guy was killed because he went in and tried to, was going to take out FBI agents before he died. You got to be realistic here, Scott.
But Art, I still don't know to this day, was that guy going, I'm doing this because they're doing this to Trump and I'm going to get him, or was he just some maniac? In either case, Art, we have 574 riots that took place, and this stupid vice president we got had a GoFundMe page and bailed them out.
Yeah, well, I understand
that. Don't give me one time that some idiot Republican might do something when we have the Democratic Party who is elected bailing these morons out of jail. There's a big difference, Art. You're losing credibility, buddy, because you seem to be a little naive against what the left is doing. They weaponize the DOJ, they weaponize the FBI.
I have not denied any of that. I'm only pointing out that it cannot be considered to be exclusive. And yeah, a maniac. All right, a maniac does it. But all right. We can't win this argument. You and I are going to agree to disagree on this particular item.
But you got to have more than just one guy who may or may not agree with the president going out and doing something against the FBI. When we know that Black Lives Matter gathered themselves in the street, what do we want? We want dead cops. Now these same Democrats are going, oh my God, somebody went against the FBI. These guys are morons. These Democrats are morons and hypocrites.
All right. Fair enough.
They use the law for themselves. All right, Art, I'll talk to you.
Fair enough, Scott. Thanks. Bye-bye. And Mark is in Mount Pleasant. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, not too bad.
Good.
To congratulate Wyoming's deplorable ultra-MAGA people that went out and voted yesterday. Liz Cheney will be packing her bags and potentially heading to Circus News Network, CNN. One other thing I wanted to talk about was the Monkey Pox.
Oh, okay.
And the concern that I have is it's relatively in the LGBTQ plus community and gay men. And the concern that I have is it's spreading to animals that potentially sleep in a bed with the individuals or what have you. But my real main concern is housekeeping, hotel industries that, linens and stuff like that. How come there's not more focus on cross-contamination that way as opposed to the just go get your shot? I think
apparently because the hospitality industry has done a fairly good job of keeping that from happening. Now, there's always exceptions, and there have been in the past, and I know that. But for the most part, the hotel industry has done a pretty good job because what they do, and it's different today, and you will know it if you stay in a hotel for any length of time, the services are not as punctual as they used to be. By that, I mean, if you're in a hotel for a multi-night stay, you are liable not to have your room refreshed every day by the cleaning crew. You are liable not to see them at all, as a matter of fact, if you're there 3 or 4 days. But when you leave, they go in and they strip that room down for the next people. So, while you're there, you're not being infected by anyone else because you're the only one in the room.
Right, I get that, but the emphasis on wearing gloves and stuff, because I service a few hotels, and I was talking to a few of the housekeepers, and they're unaware of the changing of the linens and stuff like that they can catch something or pick up something.
Oh, they can. Yeah, absolutely. You're talking about the service people handling the linens and catching it themselves.
Yeah, the laundry service.
The
laundry service,
sure.
Housekeeping. I just don't understand why there's not a focus on that to try to nip that in the bud before that spreads to the general population.
I don't know, unless it's so far not been a problem. The potential is there. I understand that. Don't misunderstand me. I understand the potential for touching a contaminated surface is there. And out of an abundance of caution, gloves would be a smart thing. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah. Hey, so their CDC put out there the other day on your news broadcast that the monkey pox word is offensive, and people were killing monkeys thinking monkeys were. So the CDC was asking for a new name for the monkey pox, and I feel the butt dart shot would be a good name.
Oh, come on now. Jeez. We're gonna end on that. All right.
Fair enough.
Good enough.
Have a good day.
Bye. All right. Some of these discussions, we get emotional and we come up with things, and it doesn't improve anything. Let's put it that way. Let us see. We're going to take our last break this hour. Next hour is an open phone hour for you. So if you didn't get in this hour, there's always the next.
Where are you going, Steve?
Taking your car to Paintbull.
The body shop? What happened?
Relax. Paintbull's more than a body shop. They do detailing, rust proofing, even ceramic graphene coating applications.
Ceramic what?
No idea, but it sounds cool.
Whew, I thought you were going to Paintbull because you wrecked my car.
No. Need a new bumper.
What?
Gotta go.
Get your vehicle looking great at Paintbull on Bay Road in Saginaw. We're more than a body shop. Visit paintbullrepair.com.
Moments like watching my grandson steal second mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
This should be 8x7.
When it comes to closets, Janina's home organization business runs tip-top.
I'm going to need help.
But she needs to reorganize and find a new assistant.
I know it's your last week, but can you make sure the Hanson pantry's wrapped?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
WSW Online poll is about the new political party. Former Democratic and Republican Party members who plan to form this new party called Forward, initially co-led by former Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang and Christine Todd Whitman, the former Republican governor of New Jersey. The Forward Party says it's going to aim to appeal to millions of voters who say they are dismayed with what they see as America's dysfunctional two-party system. The party describes itself as centrist, stating that it's not left, it's not right, it's forward.
The Forward Party is a consensus majority view.
So our poll question to you is this. What's your early reaction to the formation of a new political party? Would you say this, that you identify as Republican, but you might support Forward? You identify as Democrat, you might support Forward. Maybe you don't identify either Republican or Democrat, but you still might support Forward, or you don't think you're going to support Forward at all. Head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the poll box, and make your vote that way. We'll find out if Forward will be able to move forward.
The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 till 9 on WSGW.
All right, that puts the first hour in the can. We'll be along with the second hour and open phones. We'll also hear from Terry Henney out at Agro Liquid, the Agro Expo in St. John's. All of that is ahead following the news here on WSGW, and the news is next.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. She's just lost her state's primary, but Congresswoman Liz Cheney may have a bigger plan in the works. The Wyoming Republican tells NBC's Today Show she's considering a run for the White House in 2024.
That's a decision that I'm going to make in the coming months, Savannah. I'm not going to make any announcements here this morning, but it is something that I'm thinking about.
Cheney lost by a landslide to Trump-backed Republican Harriet Hageman. Professor Susan Stokes at the Chicago Center on Democracy says it's part of a trend.
Now we have a full accounting of all of the 10 Republican members of the House of Representatives who voted in favor of the second impeachment, and only 2 of the 8 sort of survived.
CBS News Director of Elections Anthony Salvanto says the Capitol riot has been pivotal.
The Republican Party does not want its candidates criticizing January 6th. That's become part of the litmus test, if you will.
Correspondent Robert Costa has primary results from Alaska.
Former Governor Sarah Palin projected to make the general election. On the Senate side, Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski projected to make the general election in that race, along with a Trump-backed candidate.
Donald Trump's former lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, stepped out of a limousine and into a courthouse in Atlanta this morning after a judge ordered him to answer questions about efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Correspondent Jeff Pegues is in Atlanta.
After learning he was a target of the grand jury, Giuliani claimed that he was simply doing his job as Trump's attorney. Legal experts say the grand jury could possibly be building a broader case to implicate the former president.
They have summers and holidays off, but teacher salaries have reached record lows. Here's CBS's Linda Kenyon.
A report by the Economic Policy Institute shows teachers' weekly pay was nearly 24% less on average than that of other college graduates. That translates to about 76 cents on the dollar. The report also found the pay gap has been growing larger since the mid-90s.
Shoppers used the extra money they'd been paying for gas to buy other things last month. The Commerce Department says overall retail sales were flat compared to June. AAA says today's national average for regular gas is down $1.04 from last month to $3.94 a gallon. A new warning from environmentalists. We're losing forests to fires. Correspondent Vicki Barker.
2021, the second worst year ever for wildfires of Portugal was lost. And that matters because trees and the soil around them store carbon. And when they go, that carbon goes into the atmosphere in the form of greenhouse gases.
Dow down 178. This is CBS News.
Hire with minimal effort and max speed with Indeed. Their hiring solution platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates efficiently. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right. Start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 877-25-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. 25 Steel.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 877-25 Steel now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building, fast and easy. Call 877-25 Steel. That's 877-257-8335. 877-25 Steel.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Well, yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 70 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. Police in Saginaw are asking for help identifying two men who have been stealing rent money from lockboxes around mid-Michigan. The incident took place August 5th when rent money was taken from a deposit box at a local apartment complex. Anyone with information about the suspects is asked to contact the Saginaw Police Departments. To benefit local teachers in their classrooms, Skorupski Family Funeral Homes are sponsoring a Visa gift card giveaway. 5 $100 Visa gift cards will be awarded in Bay and Saginaw counties each. To nominate a teacher, simply visit one of the Skorupski location's Facebook pages, share the post, and leave the teacher's name and school name in the original post. Winners will be announced on Skorupski's Facebook page at noon, Monday, August 22nd. Northwood University students for the 2022-2023 academic year. The public is invited to help welcome back students during a Go Mad March from 5:30 to 7 p.m. this Friday in downtown Midland. Go Mad is a phrase coined by late coach Pat Riepma, who inspired thousands of people before he became sick with cancer and ultimately passed away in 2015. His mantra of Go Make a Difference lives on. The goal of Friday's march is to continue to build relationships between Northwood and the greater Midland community, as well as to educate students and families about the offerings in downtown Midland. To achieve that, the university is working with downtown businesses to create pass books that students will use to get stamped at participating locations. Food stops at Pizza Sam's, Proper Taco, and Ace Hardware. Burgers will be on the grill at Ace Hardware, courtesy of Lalonde's Market. Prizes will be provided by Northwood Student Life. For more information, visit northwood.edu. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Your day starts before the sun rises. Once your boots hit the ground, you head out to a field, a barn, or a tractor. As stewards of the land, you know anything worth doing is worth doing right. At Farm Bureau Insurance, we've always believed in and practiced this same philosophy. From heaving bales and weaning calves to spring seeding and fall harvests, it's all about an honest day's work. Knowing your insurance provider is rooted in Michigan offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted, from financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Find your coverage in Vassar, Millington, and Mayville. Call Denny Miller at 989-823-8493.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. Attorneys for Governor Gretchen Whitmer will be in court today to argue against allowing prosecutors to charge providers with performing abortions, but the governor will not be testifying in court after a ruling from an appeals court. 2 prosecutors are seeking to be able to charge providers who do the procedures. The governor won a preliminary injunction keeping abortion legal. Whitmer argues that abortion is legal under Michigan's a 1931 abortion ban. Attorneys for the 2 prosecutors say the governor has no standing in the case. The Great Lakes Water Authority is out with an update on the pace of progress in its attempt to fix a water main break at its Lake Huron water treatment facility. Michigan News Network's John Hewitt has this.
There were 3 essential takeaways from a Zoom media meeting with GLUA CEO Suzanne Coffey. There is more damage to the ruptured pipe site than first thought. Another 48 feet of the 10-foot diameter piping is being manufactured to order and expected on site next week, which will add another week to the job before service can be fully restored.
It is the largest water pipe that we have in our water system, so 10-foot diameter, 120 inches, and it's a high-pressure pipe, so it's a pretty big pipe. We are fortunate field and not in the middle of a roadway.
Even though GLUA says it has effectively restored water flow throughout its impacted system, the boil water advisory remains for 7 communities: the village of Almont, Bruce Township, Birchville Township, Inlay City, the city of Rochester, Shelby Township, and Washington Township.
Michigan residents are being urged to practice food safety and monitor for E. coli symptoms. The Department of Health and Human Services and 3 local health departments in Kent, Ottawa, and Oakland counties are investigating a recent increase in the number of illnesses related to the bacteria. There have been reports of 98 cases of E. coli infection in August compared to 20 cases reported the same time period last year. Symptoms include severe stomach cramps, diarrhea, vomiting, and fever. Symptoms of E. coli infection usually appear 3 to 4 days after exposure. WSGW News Time 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see a few spotty showers and thunderstorms here possible late today. Otherwise, blend of clouds and sunshine develops a high in the low 80s. Winds out of the northeast around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low near 59. Thursday, sunshine high around 84 degrees. Then by Friday, mostly sunny skies, a high of 87. Saturday, we'll have a slight chance for rain showers here late, increasing cloud cover, high of 87. Then on Sunday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms, cloudy, high of 82. Monday, a chance for rain, partial sunshine, high of 81. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast.
Currently, it's 70.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online. .com.
And welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Open phones for this hour, whatever you'd like to chat about, 989-752-6111. And we will also hear from Terry Henney this hour. He is out at AgroLiquid in St. John's for the Agro Expo. And we'll hear from him a couple of times this hour. Coming to you from my Saginaw Spirit home studio. A couple of things to talk about, but again, it's open phones, whatever you want to talk about. But I want to talk just for a minute about Social Security because it's been estimated. There have been a number of stories. They've been continuous. I talked about this a while back. Because of inflation, the COLA, the cost of living adjustment on Social Security, could be one of the highest in history. They're talking about 8 to 9%, which for the average Social Security recipients, when you take a look at current benefits, that's around $1,656 a month, according to this story in the Detroit Free Press. A cost of living adjustment in this example would be an additional $1,800 a year, $150 a month. Sizable. And for those who waited and didn't take Social Security until they were 69 or 70 years old, that's even going to be greater. Some of the highest ones go back to, probably 79, 80, 81. The highest COLA was 14.3% back in 1980. All that's wonderful. All that's fabulous for Social Security recipients, folks who've spent their life working and retired, and for some people, that is their entire retirement. The question begs, how long can it keep up at this level? We have heard over the past, Social Security has 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years before it's broke. Nobody gives you an exact, nobody seems to know what the exact number is. But one way or another, all of them say it's going to be broke. And there's been talk that at some point in time, the government might have to reduce benefits. Now, I have some thoughts on that. In my opinion, and that's all it is, if benefits are reduced, it will not be on those who currently receive Social Security. Why do I say that? I say that because the folks who currently receive Social Security, for the most part, are seniors, and guess what? They vote. So I don't think that our legislators in Washington are going to monkey with Social Security for those receiving it now. They might for those who receive it in the future. They might have to for those that receive it in the future. But there are a lot of things that can be done. For example, over the last number of years, the retirement age for Social Security has gone up. From 65, which was the old standard, it's gone up a couple of months at a time to where it's pushing 67 years old now for those born in a certain year. But if you look at the actuarial tables, people are living far longer than that. Used to be said that Social Security, you took it at 65 and you were dead at 66, and 10 people were paying in for every one person drawing. Now you take it at 65 or 66 and you live to 90, and only 1.5 people are paying in, if that many, for everyone taking. At some point in time, the formula breaks down, obviously. So the question is, what should be the retirement age? Let's start with that. Should it be, for example, 70 or even higher in order to reduce the burden on Social Security, to keep it from going broke? Or should the age stay the same and the benefits be reduced? Now, I'm not smart enough to have the answer. And to be honest, I don't think that answer will happen in my lifetime. There may be some legislation put forward for the future. But I'm guessing, and that's all it is, that it's not going to happen in the immediate future. It's going to be very incremental, as the age creep has been incremental, only a couple of months at a time. So I would not expect to see one big sweeping change that says, okay, the new retirement age is 70 and we're reducing benefits by 10% all at once. I don't think that's going to happen. And again, I don't think it'll happen to anyone who's receiving Social Security right now. Too big a political risk. Too big a political risk for those in power, because the seniors vote. All right, just a thought starter. Paul is in Saginaw. Let's talk to Paul this morning. Morning, Paul.
Morning. Hello, Art.
Morning.
Art, to answer your question, I believe Social Security benefits should be reduced for those who have six-figure incomes and above. What do you think of that?
Well, here's the problem with it. Those people with six-figure incomes and above have paid into it all their lives, just like everybody else. Just like everybody else. Now, there has been talk that they were going to collect Social Security beyond what the cutoff is now. And it may have happened, I'm not sure. But the cutoff, I think, used to be like $150,000. You stopped paying into Social Security if you earned that much. Now it's much higher. So I would say whatever the cutoff number is for paying into Social Security, that might be the point where you say, okay, it's time to reduce benefits. I'm not sure I would do it for people that have paid in all their lives. You know, if somebody making $110,000 who's been paying all their lives have the same right to that Social Security that you do if you weren't making six figures. So I'm not sure I agree with that.
Here's what they can do, Art. If the time ever comes that those people making six-figure incomes drop way down, they can always put those earnings in escrow that they did to be received at a later date.
Let me ask you this. Why six figures? Why you're talking about $100,000 as six figures, which is becoming more common today. Why six figures? Why not 6.5?
Well,
Why not?
People in our area most people do not make six figures. Okay. We were talking 90% of the population or more do not make six-figure incomes every year. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm still asking, why are you picking on that number? Why are you picking on $100,000? Why not pick on $150,000 or whatever the cutoff was?
Well, that's still six figures.
Yeah, it is. But you're just saying six figures, and to me, when it rolls over to 100,000, you reach six figures.
Here's my deal: if you can't live on income in a year, there's something wrong. You're spending way over your head when you're a retiree. So that's my point there. But let me. Here's why I called in.
No, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, just to follow up this last question on this. All right.
All right.
Let's say you make five figures. But when you start collecting Social Security, it puts you over that six-figure mark. Does that count?
Probably not.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Last item. Go ahead.
All right. I want to talk about a contributor to climate change nobody's talking about right now. And what that is all those air conditioners in the South and West running 24/7, 7 days a week, all year round, putting out heat and exhaust in the air, is drying everything out. So nobody talks. If you put your hand behind the air conditioner outside, you can feel that heat.
Paul,
right?
Those air conditioners wouldn't be running 7 days a week if the heat wasn't there already.
Right.
Well,
what I'm saying is, it is a contributor. It's putting heat and exhaust in the air, and it's just as much as a car or truck, but the heat and exhaust that comes out of that tailpipe. Okay, they're all contributing to climate change.
I don't. First of all, the gases that come out of the tailpipe are far different than what comes out of an air conditioner, and they're blaming the tailpipe because of the CO2. You don't get that out of the air conditioner. It's different.
Well, air conditioners plain just dry heat, period.
All right.
And you couple that with the exhaust from the vehicles, the exhaust from the smokestacks of the factories, and on and on and on.
You know, the problem
is a contributor to climate change. It's man-made.
Yeah, but the problem is that's not what air conditioners do. Air conditioners don't take dry heat out of the room and pump it outside. Air conditioners take moisture out of the room and pump it outside. So you're putting moisture into the air.
You put your hand behind that air conditioner outside your house and feel what's coming out of there.
Yeah, what's the humidity in it?
It feels like hot air.
Of course, but what's the humidity? How much moisture is in it? How much moisture is? Well, that's the problem. See, the air conditioner draws moisture out of the room and pumps that out. So it's not just dry heat. So, hey, I got to run. All right, Paul. Have a good one. Take care. We'll be back. We'll get to a Paul and Banger when we return.
Mark your calendars for all the fun going on at the Ogama County Fairgrounds, like Sawyer Brown live Friday, August 19th in the grandstands.
I thank the bank for the money. Thank God for you.
Tickets available at etix.com with gates opening at 5:30.
Some girls don't like boys like me. Oh, but some girls.
August 16th through the 20th. Enjoy paved walkways, benches, picnic tables, free entertainment, the Veterans Museum, home-cooked meals, and the hands-on working antique village. For more information and a full grandstand lineup, go to ogamacountyfair.org and make sure to follow them on Facebook for event updates. Don't miss Sawyer Brown with opening act Motor City Memories Friday, August 19th.
You gotta step, that step, walk that walk. Shake that thing.
Tickets available at etix.com. Ogama County Fairgrounds off Rifle River Trail, 8 miles east of West Branch.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
More retail second quarter earnings are weighing on markets this morning. Target missed earnings estimates, its profit dropping as it unloaded inventory. TJX, which is parent company to discounters like TJ Maxx and Marshalls, cut its full year forecast as it released earnings, beating estimates by 3 cents with a quarterly profit of 69 cents a share, but revenue and comparable store sales came in less than expected. Donut maker Krispy Kreme shares sinking after earnings and revenue that missed Wall Street estimates. It also lowered guidance, and Airbnb's new technology to try and block people who use their service to throw parties. Among the factors the company looks at, how far the renter lives from the home they want, and the renter's history on Airbnb. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-393-1881. That's 800-393-1881.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
We're broadcasting this morning from Agro Expo in the St. John's area, just north of St. John's. Along with me, Bert Henry. Bert, Expo, I say coordinator because all the madness circles all around you.
There's a lot of madness for about 3 weeks ahead of the event. We build up all year for 2 great days out here north of St. John's and interacting with agriculture folks. It's just a phenomenal event.
You had a lot of activity at kickoff day yesterday. A highlight or two?
Well, we kicked off yesterday with the Michigan Agribusiness and the Clinton County Catalyst Breakfast, which was sponsored by Consumers Energy. Senator Stabenow was our keynote speaker, and we got a chance to take her and Representative Slotkin around and visit with throughout the grounds, and they got a chance to tell them what they were doing and learn a little bit about agriculture and get them exposed to it.
So that kind of gives you an idea what day number 1 was like. We're going to talk about what day number 2 is looking like right now in our next report. Our broadcast brought to you today by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union.
Your home for Michigan Wolverines football is WSGW. The defending Big Ten champions are ready to prove that last year was not a fluke.
He's going to go down the sideline. Blake Corum, touchdown Michigan. Donovan Edwards on the wheel route at the midfield stripe. At the 5, touchdown Michigan. He's in the end zone. Pick 6. DJ Turner.
The season kicks off against the Colorado State Rams at the Big House on Saturday. Game day coverage at 11 a.m. with kickoff at noon on 790 News Radio WSGW. The history.
2, 1, listen to 106,000 fans.
The tradition.
Haskins scores his 5th of the day.
The memories.
And he fires toward the end zone. Touchdown! Mario Manningham, and Michigan will win.
Michigan football is on WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. And let's get back to our phones on this open line hour. And we have Paul in Bangor with us this morning. Paul, good morning.
You deserve the Hall of Fame award from last week. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm going to continue on the global warming theme. When are we going to ban carbonated beverages? Think about it. But something else I've been thinking about. What happens when we win the war on global warming? What temperature do we reset the Earth at?
whatever it is at the time we quote win the war.
I guess.
Is it going to be 2 degrees higher than it was 20 years ago? Probably.
I know. Or what if we win the war and it continues to get cooler and cooler and we head for another ice age?
See, now you're in my ballpark. You got to be careful now. My ballpark is, we as humans probably have some impact on the climate, but how much does the end of an ice age have on the climate, or the beginning of an ice age? In other words, if we came out of an ice age and we've progressively gotten away from that ice age, then we get warmer and warmer and warmer. At some point, there's a turning when we cycle back to an ice age. Are we there now?
Yeah. Well, I have a suggestion. We need to hang on to some gasoline engines and some flatulent cows. And if it gets too cold, we can reestablish the carbon dioxide and
actually
things up again.
I don't expect gasoline engines to go away anytime soon. There may be eventually fewer of them because of the push to EVs, but I don't see them going away. We're too entrenched on biofuels right now, and it's going to be a long time before we wean ourselves off of those products. So interesting ideas, though. I love I love the carbonated beverage one. It's very good. All right, take care.
All right.
Bye, Paul. Fred is in Sanford. Fred, good morning to you.
How you doing, sir?
Doing well.
Good. I hope your first caller is on there about the people that made 6 figures. Myself, my history is I'm not a high school graduate. I went in the military for 20 years. I came back out. I worked from starting out as a dispatcher to a vice president, and I made good money. But I earned every bit of it.
Sure you did. Absolutely.
Everybody has their choice of what they want to do for a living or how far they want to go. And just because I made 6 figures doesn't make me a bad person.
Nope.
And I made a deal with the government of how much I pay in and what I get out when I was done. I'm retired now, and I'm enjoying my retirement, and I'm enjoying my...
Well, a couple of things here. First of all, thank you for your service, particularly 20 years of full retirement in the military. You earned every nickel of it, and we thank you for it. And, then you went into dispatching. We thank you for that. And no one, well, I shouldn't say no one, but nobody I know would want you to do anything less than you're doing. You earned every nickel of it. And I don't hold forth the notion of somehow not liking somebody else earning more than I earn, or that they should be punished for it. Life. I once had a discussion with Art Neal, who used to be a TV broadcaster in this area on sports. Art and I had this long talk about, at the time, $1 million baseball contracts. Now they look small, But Art had a very interesting take on it. He said, look, you get what you negotiate. There's a giver and a taker, Don't look at those folks and have some kind of inkling that, they don't deserve it and all that. They deserve it. They earned it, and they've negotiated for it. And I think it's the same way in life for people that earn whatever they earn. You chose your career field. You chose to do what you do, and you were rewarded for it. Nothing wrong with that.
Right. And you could be rewarded at a low cost, or you can be rewarded at a high cost.
Absolutely.
Whatever you settle for.
Yeah. But regardless, you paid into Social Security once you were out of the military. You paid into Social Security, and, you earned what you get out of it.
I paid in Social Security while I was in the military, too.
Oh, you do that in the military. All right. I was unaware of that.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Then you deserve every nickel. No problem.
Well, the people, the company that I worked for, the owner, he put all the money out to make that company.
Sure.
And he's come out pretty good. And good. He put the money out to do it.
Yeah, it's risk reward. He put the risk and he got the reward.
I think you owned the bus. I think you owned a travel agency.
Yeah, didn't own the
See what
buses,
I mean?
but yeah.
But you knew you put the money out to be that, and if there was,
It's a
if
risk.
there wasn't, you got that too.
Yep, it's a risk reward, no doubt about it. All right, Fred, listen, thanks for your service. Appreciate it.
Just one other thing.
Yep.
Electric vehicles.
Yep.
I don't know when, and it won't be in my life, but our engineers and stuff, they will be in the future. There will be something to do. But
Absolutely. The electric car. I talked to a corporate type, one of the auto companies, the other day, and I was musing the fact that I'd only be interested when they reach 500 or 600 miles in range, and he said, "Oh, that day's right around the corner." So I mean, progress is being made all the time in electric vehicles. So all right.
Yep.
Good enough, Fred.
Thank you, Fred.
Thanks. Take care now.
Have a nice day.
You too. And Lee in Saginaw, before we take a break. Lee, good morning.
Good morning. I wanted to talk about Social Security for a quick second.
Sure.
One of the main problems we have is Social Security doesn't go into a Social Security fund. It all flows into the general fund, and Congress just uses it as they deem necessary to pay all the bills.
Well, there is something called a Social Security Trust Fund, but Congress borrows out of it all the time. But the reality is that Congress also puts in the money to keep the fund alive. In other words, let's say they took every nickel out of the Social Security Trust Fund and nobody would get payment this month. That's not happening. You know it. I know it. They keep feeding it.
Back out of the general
Yeah,
fund.
it comes out of the general fund. Listen, it all comes out of our pocket, doesn't it?
Right.
They don't have anything that we don't give them.
No, and what I'm getting at is one of the, I think would be the best fix for Social Security would be allow people to start investing a portion of their Social Security funds into their own private accounts.
Oh, I agree with that.
In a market.
Yeah, I would like to see the private equivalent of 401ks where you could invest part of you could choose how much of your Social Security to invest into a private market account. I would not hesitate at all to see that. I'd love it.
I'm a federal employee, and I got the Federal Thrift Savings Plan.
Yeah.
And you get the G fund, the I fund, all these different funds you can invest in. If I could have pumped my Social Security over the last 30 years into that, Lord, I'd be a happy man right now.
Yeah, I understand you. I understand fully.
All right, have a good
Lee, you too. Thanks for calling. Have a good one.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye now. Lines open for you. It's the Art Lewis Show on this Wednesday morning.
Catch your fortune at Saginaw Eagles Landing. Fishing for a Fortune is your chance to win up to $100,000 every Friday and Saturday in August with hourly drawings from 11 a.m. till 10 p.m. So come reel in good times and serious winnings. It's Fishing for a Fortune, only at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit Saginaw-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers. Just right. And they're designed by real language teachers. So you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Moments like watching my grandson steal second mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer, body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, Palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Let me tell you about the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. If you're fixing for one of those meals where you need to wear a trash bag to eat it, then the Lumberjack Restaurant has the answers to your cravings. Try the Big Axe Burger. Double ground beef patty, bacon, mushrooms, onions, cheese, with a big old pile of pot roast and barbecue sauce on top that'll make you go, ooh, wait. So get your axe up to the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch. Exit 212, I-75, where hunger goes to die.
Why is my grocery bill higher every week? Things being this difficult. What happened?
Inflation is here, and the struggling middle class is getting squeezed. On top of that, our national debt is over $30 trillion, and there's no checks or balances on spending. As our citizens have lost confidence in our government and their own ability to provide, just how do you minimize this disaster in the coming months? It's simple. Change your strategy to gold. Why? Because gold works as a hedge against inflation. For a limited time, Nationwide Coins is offering new customers the chance to own 1 ounce of gold below market price. Secure your order with no markups, no commissions, and no shipping costs, and view your gold risk-free for 10 days. Simply return the coin in the prepaid, pre-insured envelope. Protect your future from inflation. Call Nationwide at 800-299-8811. That's 800-299-8811 and start today.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, I guess we'll try to make sense of it all. That is a very, very difficult job. We will have fun.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. From the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios. You are listening to 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. Lines open for you, 989-752-6111. The president has signed the Climate and Healthcare Bill, now called the Inflation Reduction Act. I believe, personally, that's a misnomer because I don't think it's going to do much to reduce inflation. And there have been a number of studies which agree with that. The Penn-Wharton budget model, it's a nonpartisan research initiative, projected the law would reduce the deficit by $264 billion over 10 years, but have no measurable impact on inflation. Moody's Analytics, they took a look at it, and they said it will modestly reduce inflation over the next decade, with the impacts building as reforms to Medicare drug pricing and energy provisions go into effect. And let's remember, those are all down the road. They don't start till next year. The Democrats are going to be out touting this as, look what we've done for you, because the midterms are coming up. And somehow they see this as their salvation, particularly in the House of Representatives, where study after study, poll after poll says they're going to lose the majority. So you can expect Democrats from the president on down to be out and about touting how much this bill is going to do for you. So when you go into the grocery store and you see, instead of 79-cent eggs, $5 eggs, tell yourself how wonderful this bill is going to be for you. We consumers, for the most part, vote with our pocketbooks. You can tell me everything you want, but when I go to the store and I see that price, my pocketbook speaks to me. One bright star on the horizon, although it's a shining star but not brilliant yet, is the reduction in gas prices, which are down now on the national average at about $3.95, and they are lower. Even around here, they are lower. That's a plus, no doubt about it, but it has nothing to do with this bill and very little to do with the release of oil from our petroleum reserves. It's a commodity, and demand went down. When demand went down, price goes down to try and make it more attractive. It's the nature of the beast. Al is in Bay City. Let's talk to Al this morning. Good morning, Al.
Hi, Art. Just happened to be watching Channel 12 yesterday, and I saw a good friend of yours on TV, Brian Darcy James, who's starring on Broadway in one of the biggest hits on Broadway. And he's really doing very well.
What's the name of the show? What's the name of the show?
Into the Woods.
Into the Woods, yes.
Yeah. And he's looking great, and I just thought I'd call and tell you I saw him.
Great. Fantastic. I'll have to give him a call. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he looks like he's really doing very well.
Oh, he is and has been. He is and has been. He's doing very, very well.
Yard is one of his biggest shows he's ever done, he said.
Yep.
He's really doing very well on Broadway.
Oh, yeah. Excellent.
So I just wanted.
Thanks for the heads up. Appreciate it.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Al. Brian Darcy James, back on Broadway. Yeah, Into the Woods. We'll be back.
Service Master by Fusen, your fire, water, and storm damage restoration experts. Did you know Service Master offers full remodeling services? With Service Master by Fusen, you can feel confident knowing they have the expertise, equipment, and dedication to handle your entire residential or commercial remodeling project from design to completion. If your home is damaged by a fire, flood, storm, or mold, or you're just ready for an update, ServiceMasterByFusen.com or call them at 989-200-4929. Service Master by Fusen, restoring peace of mind.
And now, bedtime. If sleep apnea and CPAP struggles are ruining your sleep, Inspire may work for you. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to help you sleep peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Learn more at inspiresleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search it. Right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to your with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputation 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Broadcasting today at Michigan, probably Bert Henry, Michigan's largest agricultural show, wouldn't you say?
Oh, definitely. When it comes to the number of vendors, we're at about 150. We have just a crazy amount of equipment this year. I know people will say supply chain, but guys worked and got equipment here. So we have expanded the number of booths we had outside. We went from and added 14 50 by 50 lots, and we are sold out. We are sold out. We weren't sold out last year, so we have at least 20 are filled this year that weren't filled last year.
And again, we've got a lot of exhibitors. Seed folks are here. Demonstrations out in the field.
Yeah, we got planter demonstrations this morning. We have tillage this afternoon. Our local electrical companies doing some electrical safety demonstrations. I know one of our vendors has got a spot. They're doing some rock picker demonstrations. So stuff going on all over the place. All you got to do is look.
I could have took one of those rock pickers back about 45 years ago.
Yeah. Can you imagine how much better shape our backs would be in?
Oh, you got that right. Bert Henry's with me. We're at St. John's area. Back with more reports next hour. Again, our broadcast brought to you today by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union.
Now, a WSGW Morning Team Show memorable moment.
When I die, guys, I want you to make sure that you have fun at my expense, please. Tell whatever jokes you want and make any kind of comedic references.
Notice, Dave, the youngster said when he dies, he wants us to.
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't know how I was going to live that long.
You have a lot of confidence in us, Charlie.
I have great confidence in myself. I've just come to realize that at some point working with you two is going to put me in my great.
Well, yeah.
Maybe more so the guy that's in this particular studio than you, Dave. But well, here's an example of what I'm talking about. Abe Vigoda's funeral was yesterday.
Yeah.
94, died of natural causes. And for years, the running joke was that everyone thought so Gilbert Godfrey starts out his eulogy by saying, "Welcome to the 20th time that we buried Abe Vigoda."
Please open the box to make sure he's there.
Right, yeah.
Memorable moments are made with you. Weekday mornings, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. Back to our phones. Jim is in Saginaw. Jim, good morning to you.
Morning, Art. How you doing?
We're doing well, thanks. Hope you are.
Good. Just wanted to talk a little bit about solar panels here, and this is just some statements. Our governor has opened up 3.4 million acres of farmland for solar panels. Michigan has a total of 10 million acres of farmland. I'm just kind of, is this a concern? I'm not against solar, and I think farmers can do whatever they want with their land. But when you take development and solar panels that our state and all the states in the United States are doing, that's a lot of farmland taken out of production. And
well, it's not. It's up to the farmer to decide, though, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's not
but
guaranteed.
And the amount of land that is going to be put into solar panels, because you can talk to most any farmers and ask them how many times they've been approached to sign up.
Oh, absolutely.
Solar panels.
Yep.
And my statement is that we have so much land in cities and top of huge buildings. I've heard of parking lots that put solar panels up on top, further up. Cars can still drive under them.
Yeah.
My statement is that someday, maybe way in the future, we may be looking for land to grow food on.
I'm right with you. I'm right with you. I don't disagree at all. Now, I do think this, though. I mean, I think there are a lot of other avenues to put solar. I do agree with that. However, I will also say that I think the farmer has the right to decide if his land is going to be retained in farming. I don't want the government telling the farmer he has to do something, but I want the farmer to be able to make a reasonable choice because he owns it. He put the risk there. He's got all the money invested. So I don't begrudge the farmer, but I do think that there are alternatives.
I'm just saying that what the government is saying what they need for power, and I mean I think that people, that's a concern, and I'm 100% the farmer has every right to say whether he wants to sign up or not. But at some point, I don't know how many thousands or millions of acres every year is going into development alone.
Yep.
And at some point, you know, you got to eat.
Yep,
So,
absolutely. And not be dependent on other countries.
right. And anything, you know, we always say Trump, you know, that was a major part of it, and it was. But the other part was, if you listen to a lot of people in that state, was the fact that she didn't even pay attention to that state anymore. She was so involved with all these other things that they were upset.
Yeah, but the major upset was her going after Trump. I mean, that was that was the biggie. I mean, you know, it's if she had not been on the January 6th committee and not voted to impeach Trump, she'd still be a congresswoman today, because up till that point they loved her. So all right. Good enough, Jim. Okay. Hey, appreciate it. Thanks. And let's finish up talking to Ann in Saginaw. Ann, good morning to you.
Amen to everything he said.
Yeah.
I agree. I just wanted to say that you talk about Social Security, and we do every once in a while, and about the this regime is not concerned about anything like that, because eventually their goal is to have all of us living off of the government, and it wouldn't be called Social Security. And this lovely new plan that they have added to the other ones that they've passed is just proving that it's getting the government more in their fingers, more into our lives, every facet of our lives. They're going to, you know, have us all living off the government as much as they possibly can, and they what was I going to say? The climate change part of that, because they're going to tell you how many years you've got to bring your home up to snuff for their likes. And if you can't afford it, which a lot of people won't be able to, even if they give you some, you know, help, then they'll tell you they've got a nice little apartment for you, because they're fast building all of those. It's just going to be a sad situation. It already is, because too many people will not have to work to provide a living for themselves, because the government's giving them more and more every day.
All right.
And
well, I want
people are
you
stupid enough to fall for it.
I want you to keep that in the forefront of your mind when you go to the polls in November, and I'm sure you will.
There's too many stupid people that are being fooled into thinking that.
All right, let's. I want to stop you there, because I'm not a big fan of calling people stupid because they disagree with you.
No, that's not why I'm disagreeing. That's not why I'm calling them stupid. I'm calling them stupid because they don't know enough about how the economy works.
So they disagree with you.
The fact that if they don't work and do anything to help themselves, that they're hurting themselves. And that is pretty stupid. I don't care what you call it or what you don't want to call it.
All right. Fair enough, Ann.
Yes.
All right, dear. Thanks a lot. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. Take our last break and be back to close out.
Why is my grocery bill higher every week? I don't remember things being this difficult. What happened?
Inflation is here, and the struggling middle class is getting squeezed. National debt is over $30 trillion, and there's no checks or balances on spending. As our citizens have lost confidence in our government and their own ability to provide, just how do you minimize this disaster in the coming months? It's simple. Change your strategy to gold. Why? Because gold works as a hedge against inflation. For a limited time, Nationwide Coins is offering new customers the chance to own 1 ounce of gold below market price. Secure your order with no markups, no commissions, and no shipping costs, and view your gold risk-free for 10 days. Simply return the coin in the prepaid, pre-insured envelope. Protect your future from inflation. Call Nationwide at 800-299-8811. That's 800-299-8811, and start today.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim. abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Third Gen Tire and Service Center. With this deal, you are getting a full synthetic oil change up to 5 quarts, plus a free pair of wiper blades, and it also includes a 35-point inspection, complete lube, filter, and all fluids topped off. Third Gen Tire and Service Center is a European auto specialist, and they're located right next to O'Connor's Auto Outlet. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
All right, that will do it for the Art Lewis Show for this Wednesday. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, with lots more. Coming up is Focus. That will be right after the news this morning. And the news, of course, from CBS brings you up to date on all the world and national news. And then we have the local report here on WSGW to bring you up to date on the Great Lakes Bay region and what's happening in the state of Michigan. That is all ahead, and then we will be back with Focus. That will be right after the news, which is next.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by General Steel.
I'm Steve Kathan. They ask the questions, and we'll see. That's what Rudy Giuliani said as he entered a courthouse in Atlanta this morning to face a grand jury.
I'm not going to comment on the grand jury investigation.
What do you think the ultimate
I want to know more about it.
Well, CBS's Jeff Begay says Giuliani's the target of investigators looking into the actions of Trump insiders.
For weeks after the 2020 election, Rudy Giuliani led efforts to keep former President Trump in power by spreading false accusations. Spread fraud.
The recount being done in Georgia will tell us nothing because these fraudulent ballots will just be counted again.
These actions are at the center of the special grand jury's probe in Georgia, investigating whether former President Trump and his allies violated laws in trying to flip the 2020 election results in the state.
Well, Liz Cheney's political future is in doubt after the Republican Congresswoman was soundly beaten in Wyoming's GOP primary. She's vowing to make sure Donald Trump never makes it back to the White House.
If we do not condemn the conspiracies and the lies, if we do not hold those responsible to account, we will, and it will become a feature of all elections. America will never be the same.
Cheney lost by about 30 points to Harriet Hageman, a ranching industry attorney who was backed by Trump. CBS News Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto, says Trump's shadow over the GOP remains large.
Loyalty to him in polling shows consistently that they want to see that from the party. It is attachment to him as an individual. We've seen that for years, but it maintains.
Republicans Lisa Murkowski and Sarah Palin advanced in Alaska's primaries for the U.S. Senate and the state's lone House seat. River levels have prompted federal officials to put up water limits for at least 2 states, and overseas a punishing drought has the Rhine River in Germany at record lows.
At one point along the Rhine, the measurement was below the 0 mark, so not navigable for most vessels. This on a trade artery that normally carries 300 million tons of cargo a year. Falling river levels across the region are exposing so-called hunger stones, inscriptions from the Middle Ages warning future generations that if receding waters let you see them, famine is on its way. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
The government says flat last month, largely thanks to the recent drop in gasoline prices. Wall Street, right now the Dow is down 223 points. This is CBS News.
If you're a business owner renting or leasing, you can save a ton of money and own a custom-designed building made by General Steel. Just call 877-25-STEEL and get a quote today.
Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler, host of the Money Pit Home Improvement Show. If you think you need a new roof, think again. You can avoid replacement and save thousands. The world's first roof rejuvenation treatment. RoofMax is a safe, easy, and affordable alternative to costly asphalt roof replacement, and it's guaranteed. So don't replace RoofMax.
RoofMax, a safe, easy, proven, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 859-6751 or go to GetRoofMax.com for a free quote.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain. We get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now is the perfect time. Call today and receive your little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-915-8288 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. Been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? Call U.S. Pharmacy, 800-915-8288 for as little as only $119. Pills. Need your package in a hurry? Call 800-915-8288 and ask about our express shipping option and we'll rush your order to you as soon as possible. Save money on the little blue or yellow pill you've been wanting to try. Call U.S. Pharmacy right now. 800-915-8288. That's 800-915-8288.
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
74 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Procha. North Euclid Avenue in Bay County is shut down north of Boy Scout Drive and south of Loria for a structure fire. Again, in Bay County, North Euclid Avenue is shut down north of Boy Scout Drive and south of Loria Avenue for a structure fire. Please avoid that area. Police in Mount Pleasant are looking for information in the death of a 16-year-old boy who crashed a golf cart yesterday morning in Horizon Park. Police were sent to the area near Chase Run Apartments to investigate a suspicious situation and discovered the crash as they patrolled the area. The 16-year-old Mount Pleasant girl suffered minor scrapes and bruises. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to call the Mount Pleasant Police Department. As teachers prepare their classrooms for school later this month, they're encouraged to submit their Amazon wish lists by Labor Day for a chance to have their list purchased through a new Clear the List campaign launched by Michigan Virtual. In addition to collecting Michigan educator lists, the campaign website will link to all submitted wish lists for the public to contribute to as well. Michigan teachers have until September 5th to submit their wish list at michiganvirtual.org/clearthelist. All submitted wish lists will also be available on the website for other community members to contribute to. Midlands Tridge is closed today through 5 p.m. Friday as crews do staining and painting work. The Tridge will be open for weekend activities. A complete renovation of the Tridge was completed in 2017. This week's work is being done for maintenance and preservation. There's information on the Tridge and its history on the City of Midland website. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
The Dow Chemical Company has an opening in Midland, Michigan for senior research specialist, combining experience, design, and modeling tools to build structure-process-property relationships to accelerate required. Domestic travel up to 20% required. Telecommuting may be permitted. When not telecommuting, must report to worksite. To apply, email resume to fusjobs@dow.com and reference job number 01MJ. Equal Opportunity Employer.
Coming to Dow Diamond August 27th.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shooter McGavin.
Sports film's most beloved villain from Happy Gilmore.
It's Shooter's turn.
Available for selfies and autographs during the game. Following the game, we'll light up the night with a fireworks loontacular, powered by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Big trouble though, pal. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
Tickets are selling fast at loons.com.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast? No.
Shooter McGavin night, August 27th.
Damn you people, this is golf!
Dive in! It's Loons baseball time!
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. A former Grand Haven public school administrator, Brian Wheeler, allegedly stole nearly $1 million
A forensic audit shows Wheeler had embezzled more than $944,000 using false invoices to a company called Infinity Electrical for 7 years, and there was evidence he embezzled another $150,000 using an entity called Business Office System Support. Wheeler pleaded no contest in January to embezzlement and died a few days later in the Ottawa County Jail from cardiovascular disease. The district is working to recover as much of the embezzled funds. One major sports league has decided not to play any games on Election Day this year. Here's Michigan News Network's Tony Ortiz.
That league is the NBA, which announced in a release on Tuesday that for the first time in its history, there won't be any games played on Election Day, which will take place this year on November 8th. Instead, all 30 NBA teams will play a game on November 7th. In a release to announce the move, Commissioner Adam Silver said the decision was made out of the NBA's focus on nonpartisan civic engagement and to encourage its fans, players, and coaches and front office staff to during this year's midterm elections. In addition, Silver is encouraging teams to share vital election information, such as registration deadlines, with their fan bases before the election takes place in November. The move is a rarity for the NBA, which usually has few complete days off during the season. Typically, the league doesn't play games on Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Eve, or on the Monday of the championship game of the NCAA basketball tournament.
Michigan DNR is creating a photo mosaic tribute to boating the Great Lakes State and needs your help. Submit your favorite boating memories as many Michigan's freshwater paradise. Find your favorite pics from any time in the last 75 years. Visit michigan.gov/DNR/celebrate boating and click on share your photos. Photos from your phone are welcome. The photos may be used for future boating marketing efforts sent by the DNR, but will not be sold or shared in any other way. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
WSGW Weatherology forecast. We'll see a few spotty showers and thunderstorms here possible late today. Otherwise, blend of clouds and sunshine develops a high in the low 80s. Winds out of the northeast around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low near 59. Thursday, sunshine high around 84 degrees. Then by Friday, mostly sunny skies, a high of 87. Saturday, we'll have a slight chance for rain showers here late. Increasing cloud cover, high of 87. Then on Sunday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms, cloudy, high of 82. Monday, a chance for rain, partial sunshine, high of 81. I'm meteorologist with the WSGW Weatherology forecast.
Currently, it's 71.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you and welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW, brought to you by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at roofmax.com. GetRoofMax.com. Use the word get up front. GetRoofMax.com. Or call Ben at 989-859-6751. That's RoofMax with 2 X's. And today on Focus, we're going to take a look at Rocket Grab Plus, our tremendous website that allows you to save 50% or more on many items. But in order to do that, you must register. It costs you nothing to register. You don't have to provide any credit card information or anything like that. You just go to rocketgrabplus.com and register. What that does is it puts you on the list so that every week you'll find out in advance what all of the Rocket Grab Plus items are, and then you choose for yourself whether you want to buy it or not. It's that simple. And you save 50%. And let me start out by giving you a great example, our current deal. It'll cost you $50 for a $100 value. That's a full synthetic oil change, plus free standard wiper blades and more at Third Generation Auto in Bay City. Now think of that. It's a $100 service. You get it for $50, and it's a full synthetic oil change, up to 5 quarts, plus a free pair of wiper blades. It also includes a 35-point inspection, complete lube, filter. All fluids are topped off. 3 generations of quality service, over 80 years of combined experience, and they are ASE certified. They're Repair Pal certified. They're Auto Valued Preferred Partner. You can like them on Facebook, and you can follow them on Instagram and find them on Google. And they're located right next to O'Connor's Auto Outfit. And this certificate, by the way, is good for a year up to August 16th of 2023. $50 for a full synthetic oil change plus free standard wiper blades and more. RocketGrabPlus.com is where you find that deal. Axe throwing has become a very, very popular sport. Here is a bearded axe party room rental, normally $700 for only $350. And this includes 3 hours of party room rental, or 2 hours of axe throwing for 20 people. You heard it right. 3 hours of party room rental and 2 hours of axe throwing included for 20 people. Bearded Axe Party Room adult package is great for bachelorette parties, company team building, a night out with friends, and so much more. And Bearded Axe, by the way, is a local veteran-owned business. They offer hourly times for axe throwing, ninja stars, and tomahawks, and they're located at 4375 Bay Road in Saginaw. You call to check ahead the availability and book your time slot, and the group must include 4 people and be used all in 1 hour sessions for those 1 hour sessions. But here you are renting the party room, a $700 value, 3 hours, including 2 hours of axe throwing, for only $350. That is a big savings, half price. Here's a $40 gift certificate for $20 to Style Encore. They buy and sell gently used women's casual and business clothing, shoes, handbags, and accessories. They have all the hottest name brands, up to 90% less than regular retail. This is a $40 gift certificate for $20 to Style Encore, and it's good through July of 2023. Lots of time for you to use that certificate and get what you want at Style Encore. We're going to take a break, and when we return, we'll hear from Terry Henney, who is out and about today.
A day filled with indulgence, bursting with excitement, and packed with extraordinary moments that build memories that last a lifetime. A day that is unmistakably yours, at the place that is undeniably spectacular. Whether you're winning big, dining lavishly, or relaxing oh so comfortably, it's your getaway reimagined at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Let me take a moment to talk about your sleep. How well did you do it last night? Well, you know, we spend less time in bed, but we shouldn't. We go to bed, theoretically, we should spend a third of your life there to recharge our batteries. And to do that, you need quality sleep. It's something you can get with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, you can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region. And it really is done that way. It's done to your specifications. Your dollars, they're spent, and they stay right here in our local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And they feature 1 hour delivery window of the mattress to your home, and they'll custom make a mattress for your RV or boat. Sanitary Mattress Factory and Showroom serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call them at 989-753-1757.
And now, bedtime.
If sleep apnea and CPAP struggles are ruining your sleep, Inspire may work for you. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to help you sleep peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Learn more at inspiresleep.com.
Want to talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woots. Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Last hour, we had the opportunity to talk to Bert Henry, who's the coordinator of the 2022 Agro Expo. It's going on right now in St. John's. This is the second day. Yesterday, lots of activity going on, and according to Bert, well over 2,000 people attended the Agro Expo. We're happy to be here today as our Farm Service Summer Tour continues with not only fairs and festivals, but agricultural shows like this. This one is full of quality information and demonstrations that fit the farmer. They presenting innovation from equipment, nutrient, seed, chemical, and other areas of agribusiness to help farmers solve any situation that they might have. Coming up at noon today, they're even going to be talking about estate planning. So you definitely want to have the opportunity, if you are on your way here, to stop into the speaker's tent. We are located just around the corner from the speaker's tent in the exhibit area. Agro Expo 2022. We'll have more on all of that during the farm program coming up in just a few moments. Our presentation, our summer tour, has been brought to you by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union.
The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
And we are back with you here on WSGW, looking at RocketGrabPlus.com, where you sign up to save yourself 50% or more on some great deals. For example, here is a shampoo cut and deep condition at Salon Blue in Mount Pleasant. It's an $80 value, $40. Shampoo cut and the deep conditioning. $80 value, $40 at Salon Blue. Now let's move over and talk about Applied Training Solutions, your expert firearms trainers at the Midland Mall. They have a CPL class, $150 value for $75. And if you are intending on getting a CPL or you want a CPL, you must take a CPL class. Here you save half the cost for this class, and it includes 5 hours of instructional classroom, a couple of hours of simulator fire, and an hour of live fire. And again, it's half price, a $150 value for only $75. And I wonder if it's still available. It may be sold out. Nope, it's still there, I think. Applied Training Solutions, necessary for anyone for the proper certification to apply for a concealed pistol license. So there you go. And also, they have Applied Training Solutions is offering a 4-person private 60-minute firearm virtual training event. This is a $100 value for 4 people for only $50. Outstanding, outstanding value. So there you go, from Applied Training Solutions. Here is one that is always popular, and this expires at the end of this month. So you want to take advantage of it right now. It's a $30 gift certificate for Vino Wine Warehouse Summer Festival in Bay City for only $15. Vino Wine Warehouse, located in the heart of Bay City's Midland Street Entertainment District. It's the Tri-City's most unique dining, drinking, and shopping destination, which features over 1,000 retail wine items, 18 draft beers, They're all craft beers, a full liquor selection, and unique modern menu featuring a large amount of appetizer items at low Bay City prices. Reservations are accepted. They specialize in parties, showers, wine tasting, etc. Again, it's a $30 gift certificate, but not for you. You only pay $15 on RocketGrabPlus.com. That's the way it works. Here's 1 hour of axe throwing for a group of 4, 10 years of age and up, or 1 hour for a group of 4 for video archery at Daylight Outfitter in Midland. It's an $80 certificate. You only pay $40 for that axe throwing time for 4 people. Here's another great one. This is a $42 gift certificate for only $21 to Frankenmuth Aerial Park. It's for an adventure for one person at the Aerial Park. It's a 2-hour session, $42 value for only $21. And in that time, depending on your ability, you can usually finish 2 to 4 courses. So a 2-hour adventure at the Frankenmuth Aerial Park, zip lining and climbing, all for only $21. What a great deal. $50 for a party of 4, including 2 adults and 2 youth, for a tie-dyeing session at Uplift Creative Center in Midland or Bay City. It's a $100 value. You only pay $50 at the Uplift Creative Center, Midland or Bay City. So again, in order for you to get some of these deals and find out about them, you need to sign up at RocketGrabPlus.com, fill out the information, and then it costs you absolutely nothing unless you decide to buy items. It's that simple. RocketGrabPlus.com. Spell the word P-L-U-S, plus, and save yourself a lot of money. We'll be back to close out this edition of Focus.
After a move to Wellspring Senior Living Campus in Saginaw.
There's a huge amount of trust that's built in that process of deciding where you're going to move, when you're going to sell your house. It's important when you walk into a place